Looking at the recent launches around Buona Vista, One North Eden sold 85% on its launch weekend, and Blossoms by the Park sold 73%. So now with the hill at One North coming soon, do you think that the development will be as popular? Mainly in this video, I'll be like sharing some risk on this development. So not saying that we cannot buy into the development lah, but I always believe in taking calculated risk, right? So every development has risk, and it's important for us to identify them so that we can address them. So this is something I always tell my clients. We should, enter a project keeping in mind the risk so that we can tackle them better. Okay, so just a short introduction of myself. My name is Nicole Chan for those of you who don't know me lah. So let's first take a look at the project details. So the developer for the Hill at One North is Kingsford. Right, so the past track records for Kingsford haven't been amazing. So there's Hillview Peak, they had complaints and major defects like water seepages. Likewise for Kingsford Water Bay. So this project is a 99-year leasehold project. And it's also a smaller development with 142 units. The site area is 5.9k square meters, close to 6k. So I mentioned in my previous Lentoria and Lentor Mention video on the risk of smaller developments, right? So I won't repeat myself. But if you're interested, you can watch my previous video on the risk of Lentoria and Lentor Mention. But basically, we looked at how smaller developments like Starlight Suites perform worse compared to bigger developments like Rivergate. Okay, so for this project, it's also a mixed development. And in terms of the unit mix, we have 2, 3, 4 bedrooms. There are no 1 bedroom and also 5 bedroom types. We will touch more on this later when we talk about the undersupply situation in the bedroom types. Okay, so a bit more on the area first in terms of the transport, amenities, and schools before we talk more about the risk lah. Just to have a better understanding of this project first. Okay, so this project is near Buona Vista and also One North MRT here and here. So because Buona Vista is both Green Line and also Circle Line, so you actually have two lines serving you here. And in terms of the distance away from the MRT, this is where here at One North is. So it's around 6 minutes away from both Buona Vista and also One North MRT lah. So amenities wise, you have restaurants and malls nearby. Like for example, just opposite there's like Star Vista and also Rochester Mall over here. Okay, and in terms of schools, the development is also near to international schools like United World College. There's also Tanglin Trust School located here. There's also Dover Court International School here. Yeah. And there's also universities like NUS, junior colleges like ACJC. You also have Singapore Polytechnic. Primary schools wise, there's Fairfield Methodist School here. And then and that's like 1 km away. And in terms of within 2 km, there's Henry Park Primary School and also Newtown Primary School here. Okay, so but near good schools doesn't mean resale value is higher. So I see in how some units in Leader residence that are 2 km away from Nanyang Primary School are actually performing better than units 1 km away. Likewise for Jadescape from Aitong Primary School. Okay. So moving on, right? When entering a development, I also always tell my clients to consider your exit plan. Right? Enter a development with an exit in mind. So you have to think about who will be your buyers when you sell it in a few years' time, right? So in this case, for here at One North, we are looking at demand from HDB buyers, right? So there are $1 million BTO HDBs around the vicinity, around here and also here, that can be looking to purchase your unit in a few years' time, right? So that will be from the demand side. So looking at the supply, right, within 1 km, right, your competitors are also 99-year leasehold projects, right? So you can see here, these are some of your competitors, right? And then totaling up to around 2,515 units within 1 km. But also keep in mind that Momentum Park, although it's 2 km away, right? There's like 1,872 units, and that's almost doubling your number of units around the vicinity. Lor. Mm. And deep diving into the supply by room types in 1 km, right? There are actually many 2 and also 3 bedrooms. So by looking at this table, I would recommend to get four bedroom types lah, right? Because since 1 room and 5 rooms are not available at here at One North, right? So if you were to enter the project, I would recommend 4 bedroom types. And but this also still depends on the layout as well. So like picking the right layout, facing level, and entry price does matter lah. Okay. So if you are looking to invest in this development, so you might be thinking, what's the rentability, right? So yes, I agree that there will be rental demand from international school students, right? So just now we went through these 3 international schools, and there's also working adults. Right, so One North is known for its tech and also medical talents who will be working at like, Fusionopolis, Launchpad, Biopolis, Mediapolis, right? All these places, right? So all these can constitute to your rental demand. But also you need to think about where else can these tenants rent at, right? Like I shared earlier, just our Normanton Park, although being 2 km away from Fusionopolis, right, where the MRT is at, there's actually direct buses to One North MRT from Normanton Park, right? And this can also be, possible alternatives for all the working adults there to rent at Normanton Park, right? So on top of the other condos, like I shared earlier, within 1 km of the vicinity and to the Normanton Park, etc. There's also a rising number of co-living spaces there, right? Like live citadines, that might affect your rental demand if you were to purchase here at One North. Mm. So, do you think that here at One North is still a worthy investment? So, well, uh, what I've shared earlier are existing projects and competitors, right? So, what about in the future? What would the supply be like? So, we have a Media Circle GLS, which is here, that was bidded in January this year, 2024, right? So we are also looking, yeah, you can take a look here. Yeah, so this is the one that I'm talking about. So there's also this plot of land, right? We're also looking at more high density housing at Media Circle. So for this plot of land, recently the URA made amendments to increase, right? So recently URA made amendments to increase the plot ratio from 3.5 to 4.2. So meaning that the government has allowed for more units to be built within the area. So what we can expect is that we can expect more supply and competition around the area. Mm, yeah. So here are some risks lah that you should keep in mind when buying into the hill at One North. So like I always say, doesn't mean that you cannot buy into the development, right? So when investing, you need to take calculated risk. So that's all for my video. Thanks for watching. So once again, this is Nicole Chan and I'll catch you in my next analysis.